Welcome back to the F1 My Team save after another podium in Miami last time out, but unfortunately not a race victory or even a second step on the podium. We fall further behind Max Verstappen in the driver's standings, but we will not give up. Yuki Tsunoda overtakes this as well after his remarkable and fantastic victory in Miami last time round. We dropped to 5th in the constructors' standings as, of course, Pierre Gasly's bad luck continues. For the umpteenth time, in more than half the races, he's had an unrepresentative result. So we are desperately hoping that here at Imola, we can get a representative result for him. We are still the best team on the grid, supposedly. But there's definitely still some quick cars out there that are very, very difficult to deal with. It's not like we're winning every week. We've got, what, one win this year in Australia? Other than that, a second, a third, and a fourth. A 9th and an 11th. So Imola hopefully will be better for us. We got a decent result in Imola last year, I believe. But whether we can get as good a result this year, we'll wait and see. With mixed conditions in every single session, it's the same symbol for the race as well for 63 laps. I don't know how this could pan out. It might barely rain at all. It might start absolutely plummeting it down. We really don't know because it's not given me any sort of idea as to what the weather's going to be in that session. So we're going to have to go to practice to find out what the weather's going to do in its entirety. Do drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. There'll be an F1 Creator Series video coming to you very soon. Then videos on the second channel will take a short break whilst I'm away for a week. And then they'll be back again next weekend and we'll crack on with more F1 23 and F1 Creator Series. Right, to practice. All practice programs complete, resource points assured. Pierre was very quick in first practice. He's gotten us 500 resource points there as well, which should go down very nicely indeed. That puts us up to just shy of 2,500. I don't know how well Pierre did in the other two practice sessions because we simmed them, but as was the case in Miami, he seems to have quite a bit of pace here. So fingers crossed. He can do okay. We believe quali starts dry and ends very wet at the end of Q3, but only in Q3 is it wet. And then we believe the race starts dry, gets wet, and dries up again. We've put fresh parts in the car, so we are going to quali now. This time, hoping not to get absolutely done over by a DRS failure. Let's get to Q3 with 2 cars. Well, it's good enough for P1 with the first run, with a purple sector 2, so it wasn't a great lap. There's maybe 3/10 still in there. But I shouldn't, hopefully, need, although there's only 4/10 back to bloody Max Verstappen at the minute. We'll accelerate through time, and as the lap times start to come in, there's only 1.1 seconds all the way back to Iwasa in 22nd. Do I take the risk, or do I go out again? I might go out again on the same set. Well, they're all bunched up, so nobody's going to improve. Gasly's gone P1, Sainz has gone P2, but Gasly and Sainz were the only 2 drivers that weren't involved in some sort of hellish train. So we're through comfortably, as is our teammates, but there may be some shock emissions there. We'll wait and see. Are there any shock emissions at the end of that session? Both Ferrari, both Mercedes, both Red Bull. Lando's through. No, Nick De Vries is never going to get through. So the back 6 looks as you would expect it to, really. So no shocks despite the dodgy AI. I'll drive out in Q2 and Q3 and see if it makes a difference, rather than going straight to my flying lap for my final lap. But this first lap, as it's going to be dry for the whole session, we'll whack on the soft tyre that we've used already and set a banker. Really bad final turn. P6. Puts me P6 with rain about to fall in a few minutes' time. Again, I haven't been able to put a full clean lap together yet. There's probably, again, a 10th or so in that, but not much more. With rain about to fall, cars are going out, and they're going out on soft tyres, so they are going to get another lap in, and we'll find out if we do or don't fall out of the top 10. I've got 4 tenths in hand, basically. back to Alexander Albon. 4.5 tenths in hand as Liam Lawson now goes P11, so he doesn't improve. They're all coming through now with their lap times. And we're still P6. Pierre's P9 for the time being. And I don't know whether Pierre is in or out. Pierre is in. I'm down to P7, but we're both through to Q3, where it will be wet, I believe, for the entirety of the session. So probably intermediate tyres. I mean, it still looks dry. Is it dry? It's not dry. It didn't, out of the window, it didn't look like it was raining. It's raining. Out of the pit box, it didn't look like it was raining, so... Everyone else is out on softs. Maybe it's still faster than Inters, perhaps. We'll give it a lap. We'll see what happens. It might be just the crossover period where softs are slightly faster than Inters. And there's still some grip out here. So we've got one shot. Lewis has a 20 flat. I just absolutely ballsed it over the curb. And we do a 20.7, which is good enough for P5. It's good enough for P5. I could try and go again. I've got enough battery and enough fuel to go again. I will try and go again. Ah, DRS disabled. DRS disabled. We're not going to set a new faster lap time with DRS disabled. Well, back to the garage we go then. And it looks like that is all she wrote, because nobody's going to go any faster on a set of intermediate tyres. So Lewis on pole, George second, Charles Leclerc third, Pierre fourth, Lando then myself, Zhou Guanyu, Albon, Sainz and then Perez. Max Verstappen caught out at the end of the last session. I must have missed that. Max and Yuki, for that matter, out in Q2. And Liam Lawson as well. So some faster cars behind us, but that is all we're going to get from qualifying today, I'm sure. I mean, they might go out on Inters at the end of the session. Mercedes front row, which is huge for Lewis in the drivers. Max out of the top 10 is huge for the drivers. Yuki out of the top 10 is huge for the drivers. We start significantly higher than our two biggest title rivals. However, our next title rival, who we're level on points with, Lewis Hamilton, starts on pole. So Max and Yuki, who have more points than me, start above me. There you go. It's actually finally given me a weather prediction. So we start dry. The rain will probably come much earlier than it says there, and then it will dry up after that. But Max and Yuki start well down the grid. Lewis starts on pole with George right behind him. The Mercedes are going to be quick, but we hope to be just as quick. Pierre, please have a strong finish, mate. Still on pole and second, so no penalties for them. Should be Pierre in fourth, and then moving back ourselves. So Leclerc and Gasly, sorry, Norris and ourselves. I was only 15 milliseconds slower than the car in front, Lando Norris. Tsunoda in 10th, Verstappen in 13th. There are some penalties because Yuki was slightly further forward. Zhou Guanyu, who was in the top 10, takes a pen. And then at the back of the grid, Sargent and Ayumu Iwasa. Ayumu out, our former teammate, of course. So we know the rain is coming, but when is the rain coming? So medium, medium, soft. Probably the way to go. And then we'll go to softs after the rain. If we have to pit early off the second set of mediums, then we can just put them back on again after the rain, I guess. We'll probably extend that first stint, 23-22. Okay, well, we'll just play the rain by ear. There is no way in hell we're going to need nearly 6 laps worth of extra fuel, surely. With rain in there as well, I'm going to go for 4.5 laps worth of extra fuel and just hope that it's enough. Right, I'm going to go warm my tyres up and then we'll go out and drive. The tactic is to do a 5-car dive bomb into the first corner. But we'll see what we can do. I don't want to get damage or give Pierre damage, and I'd be worried about ruining Pierre's race. He's had enough bad luck already. Tyres are warm though, and not bad. Not great, but not bad. We'll take it. P6 on the grid. My teammate directly in front of me. Some faster cars behind on softer tyres. Some faster cars behind on harder tyres. Some faster cars in front on softer tyres. The Mercedes are probably just going to disappear here. It's It's not a bad start. I'm going to get boxed in if I'm not careful behind Pierre, and that is what's happened, unfortunately. I can't maximise that start. Just going to take it easy and not get punted off the track. I wasn't sure when to brake there, so I was really apprehensive. It's fine. I don't mind losing a couple of places. Alex on hard tyres will be easy enough to get past, and then the others we can just do some ERS, DRSing down the main straight and maybe get them into the final couple of turns as well if they're not quite so fast through the chicane. No worries as of yet. It was just a case of surviving the start, and now we see what we can do. Yeah, getting boxed in by Pierre wasn't part of the plan there. Let's get past Alex as soon as we can. You can see on the minimap how the two Mercedes have just streaked away. Gone mad defensive there, Alex. I was weaving all over the road trying to figure out what side I wanted to go. And here comes Checo, and I've gone from attack to defence. But defence works. Now we'll switch modes back to attack again. Come here, Alex, please. DRS enabled now with battery. We'll get him comfortably. Very comfortably. It's P7. We need to try and get after everyone that's at the minute stuck behind Pierre, as you can see from the minimap. Pierre in P3 actually. Go on, Pierre, lad. He's taken Charles Leclerc. Pierre in P3, currently the head of a train that is directly in front of us. Can we catch it? Alex Albon now the head of the rest of the train that is just behind me. We might have to try something tactically to try and catch those in front. Carlos is on soft, so he'll be stopping early. This is... being stuck in that train behind Pierre is ruining Carlos's tactics, which is good for me. I'm going to have to build my battery back up a bit as well. Pierre is actually catching the Mercedes now, one of the Mercedes. So their soft tyres are obviously starting to go as well. They're not really lasting longer than 10 laps at ultimate pace until they've hit that cliff and they're starting to fall off.
3.2 seconds.
So much closer, significantly closer now. I could definitely stop on lap 20.
Catching the car in front by about a second a lap.
Sainz now having a go at Leclerc, and Pierre is right up with one of the Mercedes now. Pierre battling for P2. We've saved loads of battery. We're going to be nearly within DRS range by the end of the next lap. Ferrari's going for it again. Pierre is now in P2, I've just noticed as well. Pierre is not only past one of the Mercedes, but he's actually gapping them as well, which is excellent. The DRS point is here, so I'm not even close to it at the minute. It's there, just before you come over the brow of the hill.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Okay. Rain in 10 mins. Do we stick it out on this mediums to the rain? I don't think so, but what I might do is put softs on at the end. I might put softs on at the next stop. Mercedes has fallen right back to us now. Battling with Lando, there's a whole group of 4 cars in front now that are all on soft tyres, that are all struggling. Actually, Lando might not be on softs in that McLaren. It just might be in a slower car, he is. So rain in about 10 minutes. But will that actually be 10 minutes? That's the thing. And when it does rain, is it going to rain immediately hard enough for wet weather tyres? Or is it going to be like qualifying, where you could still go out on dry tyres and set a faster lap time than you could do on inters, and DRS was still active? I think those on the hards will stick it out till the rain. I am sorely tempted to, when these guys in front pit with them and put soft tyres on. But they're not in yet. Well, Charles Leclerc is in first. Okay, Charles in then. Keep talking to me about that weather.
So we're expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes.
10 minutes has suddenly become 10 to 15 minutes. So one of the Mercedes and one of the and Carlos Sainz, I'm expecting to pit this lap. Maybe all three of those in front.
There's debris on the tyres. This is going to cause reduced grip until they clear.
George is in. I knackered it on exit, got caught on the curb, so thankfully no underfloor damage, but it did damage our overall race time. So one Mercedes in, one Ferrari in. If the other Mercedes comes in relatively soon, then Pierre may lead the race. These two may both come in now at the same time. You can see where the Mercedes and the Ferrari have come back out a long way down. A long way down. Carlos in, Lando not in. Well, Lando's on mediums, isn't he? Of course he is. Alright, sweet. So we're P4. And hopefully P3 after the next lap round with DRS. Maybe even P2 if the Mercedes pits, but Lewis has stayed out continually up front on soft tyres, making them go a very long way. I'm pretty certain I'm going to go to softs next. And then just friggin' nail it as fast as possible till the rain. I think there's enough of a gap to Pierre to maybe be able to double stack. Maybe not. 3.6 seconds. 3.6 seconds probably isn't enough. Probably need about 7 to be able to double stack. I'm expecting Pierre in maybe on lap 20-21-ish. Lewis is in the pits now, so Pierre will lead the race. And I will be second, because we've just taken Lando Norris. This is a Chesnoid Racing 1-2 right now. I'm intrigued to know what the Ferrari have gone to. George has gone soft hard. Lewis has gone soft hard. Leclerc soft hard. Sainz soft medium. So I'm going to go medium soft to the rain. And then after the rain, we'll go to a brand new set of medium tyres. I am going to need as much info about that rain as possible.
Okay, expect to see some
Still 10 to 15 minutes. I need to make sure that when I put a set of softs on, the rain is going to come within 10 laps of putting those softs on. Otherwise, they will run out of pace. I think I could extend to 25, but it would make me slow. Because I'm not sure how long the stint will be after the rain. That's the thing. If the stint after the rain is longer than 7 or 8 laps, then I'm probably going to want a medium rather than a soft. Verstappen in the pits. Hamilton now back up to 5th. But on hard tyres, of course. Lots of other pitters now. We're in for softs. We're in for softs. As is Norris and Bottas behind us. So that's going to be 3 positions we don't lose by pitting.
Right, let's go. Come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate.
He's a long
Looks
pit
like
stop
a
here, though,
nice
because
stop
of this
time. We're happy with
pit
that one.
exit. The Ferrari are coming through. So that will be it. And we should have the tyre now to get through the Ferrari relatively comfortably. I've got Checo behind me, also on softs, so he's pit from his hards to go onto softs till the rain.
Okay, information on Sainz. They seem
Oh.
to have an issue.
Okay, Carlos Sainz has a problem. Well, that was perfectly timed. The rain is a few laps out yet, which means we will be able to maximise our soft stint. Pierre is in the pits now as well.
Pierre is in for his stop now.
So we've undercut Pierre by a lap. I don't think it's going to be enough to take the lead, but it's certainly going to be enough to close the gap from 2.5 to maybe 1.5. Leclerc is the Ferrari directly in front of me. And then it's Sainz that's in front of him, who now apparently has an issue.
If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button. And see
Pierre
what
is
you
coming out behind both of the...
can do. Okay, push.
we might
Get to the
undercut
car
Pierre
behind.
as well.
2.2 seconds.
We're going to undercut Pierre. He's on mediums as well. Oh, bouncing over the curbs. Come on, Pierre, stick with me, pal. Let's get through them together. So we're now running a net 5th and 6th as a team. If I can drag Pierre with me to the Ferrari, that would be great. I'm going to have DRS on Leclerc. And Pierre is still in DRS range of me, and Lando behind him isn't. Wherever Sainz's issue is, it's not massively affecting his pace, but it certainly is to some extent. I think it might be wise to let Leclerc take Sainz, not get involved, and then pick Carlos Sainz off in a bit. We can get Carlos before the end of the lap and still be within DRS of Charles Leclerc. Then that would be the ideal scenario. Like this, maybe. He hopped out of the way. He saw me coming and moved.
Keep going.
That was a career mode move. Not a move that would work in real life or online, but we are playing career mode, so I'm going for it. And Pierre is right up his back bottom now as well, and may even get past here, up the straight into the chicane. Pierre is past Carlos Sainz, but Sainz has the inside line. No, he doesn't. I'm going to get DRS because the detection point is there. So I've got the run on Charles. I'm going to take the position and then run away with DRS. Bye! And Pierre's in DRS as well, I think. He might not have been quite, but Pierre is now on a medium, which is a faster tyre than Charles Leclerc's hard, and fresher than Charles Leclerc's hard as well. So we might be running a net P3 and 4 soon. Pierre Gasly might well be past Charles Leclerc before the rain. Now the most important thing is gapping Pierre Gasly to ensure that when the rain does fall, we don't have to double stack. Otherwise, Pierre will just lose all the time he's gaining now. I need to hopefully catch Russell, get past Russell before the rain, and then hopefully Pierre will be good to pit on the same lap as me for wet weather tyres when it happens, and it won't be an issue. It's still within 2/10 now of the Ferrari. Charles Leclerc is going to be behind my teammate by the end of the main straight at the very least. Pierre will have him down the straight. No qualms. Fastest lap of the race, 1:16 flat, almost to the millisecond.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate.
And Pierre is through.
3.1 seconds.
Yes, Pierre Gasly. Dare I say it out loud? This is going very well for Chesnoid Racing as a twosome right now, and as a team. It's raining, and George is going to get me because of my poor exit there. That's fine.
Okay, we've lost the position. That's us.
I'll just have DRS and get you down the straight again then, shall I, George? Let's do to you what we did to Charles. Excuse me. Thank you. Bye. And DRS as well. There's a kicker. God, come on, Ches, get off those bloody curbs. But it is now raining. We just now need to find out how long it's going to rain until it's time for intermediate tyres. Not long, judging by this.
Okay, mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some new strategy options if you
Damage?
go and check your MFD.
What damage? What damage? I don't have any damage, but it wants me to pit for Inters this lap, and I absolutely will. I've not got any damage. Might be a bug by it just telling me it wants me to pit for Inters, to be honest. DRS disabled. It is time for intermediate tyres. Now, unfortunately, Pierre Gasly is going to follow me into the pits. And he's going to double stack.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is
Or-
now disabled.
Or he's going to keep going and lose even more time. I think it's better if we double stack and Pierre follows me in than if he stays out for another lap. It's going to absolutely be better if we double stack. Pierre needs to pit this lap behind me now, please. Pierre hasn't pit. Oh, God damn it. I wanted to double stack, Pierre. I wish I had a way in the game, a mechanic to tell you that you should have pit. Pierre, his race is ruined once more. Verstappen, Sainz, and Pierre have stayed out.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound.
So he won't lose all of the positions he could have. But Pierre is certainly now going to lose a number of positions. Which is infuriating because it's absolutely avoidable if he'd have just stacked. You can see just by how quickly the gap's coming down to Max, just how much time Pierre is going to be losing. I just gained 2.5 seconds on Max just in that one straight. Oh, Pierre. Pierre's going to come out like 6th or 7th. Oh, if I hadn't set... Oh, maybe. If I hadn't told them that I was going to pit, then maybe Pierre would have come in. Maybe that's the way around it. Maybe you're right, Sockless. Verstappen in the pits, Pierre in the pits, Sainz in the pits. We're going to be P2. Pierre is going to be P-friggin' 12 or something. And that potential Chesnoid Racing podium just evaporated.
They're in 10th place.
And Pierre, you could have been friggin' 4th or 5th. There you go. 10 minutes of rain. I'll then put inters on. Not inters. What are you talking about, Ches? I'll then put mediums on once the rain is over, and we can go from the rain to the end on a set of medium tyres, which is why we put those softs on when we did to the rain, because that was the smallest stint we could possibly have done in that time. Our ERS is effectively what's helping us close the gap at the minute, because we're utilising it everywhere around the lap and still just not losing any.
We need to push now. Use the overtake button for more power.
It's literally the overtake button that is the reason why the gap is closing to Lewis and growing to George. So I'm able to use it on every straight part of the circuit and not ever run out. 12% wear on the rears. Tyres are perfectly within temperature range. I still want to go at least another 2 laps before pitting.
Car behind started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it.
Once the rain started falling, it was wet within a lap. So once the rain stops falling, it's probably safe to presume it will be dry within a couple of laps. Because the air temperature was about 30 degrees, so it is going to dry up quite quickly here.
Okay, the gap behind is 5.3 seconds.
Pierre has now made some positions by the looks of things. He's passed the Alpine, he's passed the Williams. So I think Pierre is up to P8 currently, I will ask. And then he's just got to try and close down on Sergio Perez.
Seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. They're 8th.
Yeah, he's 8th. It's officially stopped raining. It is now just a matter of time until it's dry weather running again. As ever, as soon as they say, we're really not sure what's the best tyre to be on, that's when we make the jump to the pits. That's when we make the decision. 6 seconds in front to one Mercedes, 6 seconds in front, 6 seconds in front to one Mercedes, 6 seconds behind to the other. The win might be on. It's nice to see Pierre gapping those group behind us as well, group behind him as well. Hopefully Pierre can stand a chance of getting as far as Lando or Yuki, because they're running just in front of Sergio Perez now. The gaps aren't massive back there. Certainly overturnable in a stint. It just depends what tyres everyone goes to. Pierre may try and take a set of softs to the end, but I think he's probably more than likely going to stop for a hard, and the fact that Sergio ran hards earlier means he's probably going to go to a medium, so I'm apprehensive to say anything other than Pierre will finish P8, but we'll wait and see. Lap time's still in the mid 1 minute 20s, so we're still perhaps a couple of laps from dry tyres. Yeah, Yuki's past Lando, and Checo is coming up to Lando now as well. Pierre is in between them, in between, pay attention to this, in between Checo and the next group of cars, which is where Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz are right now. Mediums to the end will be absolutely fine. Tell me about the weather.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions look good.
It's Lance
okay,
Stroll
not
that's
sure whether
last.
tries or enters are faster.
Okay, unboxing.
We're right on the crossover.
Unboxing. I'm going to pit this lap. Just as they're saying, oh, we're not sure. Well, that's when I am sure. Now is the time. Box, pit, confirm. Box, pit, confirm. I'm not going to say anything so that Pierre doesn't get caught out.
Listen, don't worry about it, mate. It can happen to
We're
the
in.
best of us. Now look,
What do you
I've got
mean?
a new strategy option for you in the MFD, so go and have a look.
I'm pitting now, pal. What are you talking about? I wonder if anyone else is going to come in behind me. DRS enabled. There you go. They've got a pit now. Pierre, pit now. Get that tyre on. Pierre is pitting now. Slow stop, which has killed me.
The left front wheel. I know it's not ideal,
Hopefully that doesn't in turn kill Pierre.
Pierre is in for his stop now.
That slow stop might have meant that Pierre loses more time with the double stack. I think it might have done. But he's on his way now at least. So currently P7. Trying to close in on Lewis Hamilton. Now the good thing is, well, actually, there's probably a sizable enough gap between the Mercedeses that they don't need to double stack, but they may push someone an extra lap. You'd imagine it's going to be, if anyone, George, because Lewis is the furthest forward car. In fact, he's P1. So Lewis is the one that will get preference. Everyone in the pits now. Are both Mercedes going in? They are. Both Mercedes are in. And we're within DRS range of Valtteri as well. So he'll pit in front of us and we'll get DRS down the straight. Now it's a case of how much time did that slow pit stop cost us? Because it might actually cost us Lewis. Lando's to hards, Yuki to mediums. I'm past George, past Leclerc. But Lewis's gap has grown again. Well, has it? It was... No, it's about the same then. So if it weren't for the slow stop, we could have been even closer to Lewis Hamilton. If it weren't for the slow stop, we could have been 4 seconds behind Lewis. Not 6.5 to 7 seconds behind Lewis. But I think the Mercedes is going to be faster than me. Pierre, unfortunately, has lost the position. I think Pierre's lost the position. Or maybe, actually... No, Checo's just gained a position is all. Pierre hasn't lost the position, nor gained a position. But Pierre needs to now get after Lando Norris. But Pierre is on hards, Lando is on hards, everyone else is on mediums. So actually, Pierre is probably not going to make any progress from there. God damn it, Leroy. If Pierre had copied what I did and went to softs second, could have been on mediums now. He could potentially have gone to softs now and made them to the end. But it would have been a push. I think Pierre finishes exactly where he is right now, P8. I'm going to try and catch Lewis, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be faster than me. I am more concerned about the Mercedes actually, no, it's a Ferrari behind than I am the Mercedes in front. Purple sector 3. That lap was very close to the fastest lap of the race, which has now been blitzed by George Russell behind me. And he is literally behind me, because he's just taken Charles Leclerc. So he probably only got that fastest lap. No, he would have only got that fastest lap because of DRS. We might have only got it because of DRS on the way behind Charles and had a very, very fast first sector, maybe. It's just not coming back to me as quickly. Oh, Leclerc with an issue, or Leclerc out? Leclerc out. Charles Leclerc's retiring. Tsunoda up to P4. Pierre up to P7. It's good for Pierre. It's not great for me in the Drivers' Championship, though. Charles Leclerc is out on lap 53 of 63.
It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
It's good for us in the Constructors, though, I guess. In a minute, I'm using my battery to 50% every lap down the straight, and it's helping me close. I go an extra 5%. Oh, press the wrong button. I broke instead. I went to turn my ERS off and actually hit the brake pedal. If I use an extra 5% per lap down the straight, we might, or as in I empty it to an extra 5% each lap, we might catch Lewis. Again, if it weren't for the bodged pit stop, we might only be a couple of seconds behind, if not less than, by now. Need some of these back markers to do a madness, I think. Like knock Lewis off the road or something. Whoever you are in that Williams, Logan Sargent probably. Buy an ice cream if you cost Lewis a couple of seconds. If it weren't for that pit stop, I'd have won the race. I think I'd have been in DRS range of Lewis a couple of laps ago.
The body's taken a little damage, just watch out for it.
And if I were within DRS range of Lewis a couple of laps ago,
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the
I think
race.
I could have taken him and stayed ahead. Unfortunately, this is as far as we're going to get. Within 2 seconds of a race win at Imola. Sadly, one of our... Oh, I'm driving like an idiot now, just because I'm trying to do a piece of the camera. Not concentrating with worn tyres. Unfortunately, it's going to be losing a race win to a direct championship rival. But George Russell will lose points on us in P3. We'll gain on Yuki, who's currently P4. I don't know where. I think Max is out of the points entirely at the moment, which is fantastic. And it will really sharpen up at the tip of the top. But sadly, it's only a P2 for us here. Back-to-back podiums once more, though. A P3 in the last Grand Prix at Miami. And a P2 at Imola. Does that mean a win next time out, maybe?
Work, mate. You did a really good job today. Pretty sure the press is going to be happy with that one.
Hi, Lewis. Unfortunately, Yuki gets driver of the day. If it weren't for that pit stop,
That's it for another Grand Prix.
or maybe if it weren't for losing a couple of positions right at the very start.
Top form once again after an excellent race weekend.
Fine
Great to
margins
see them up on that
at the
podium
beginning
once
and
again.
midway through the race have decided the outcome, really. Had a fantastic stint in the wet. Brilliant final stint. Gave everything, but Lewis just had too much of an advantage. He'll close the gap on Max Verstappen at the top of the
So let's
driver's
review the
standings.
driver's standings.
I'll get 18
The
points.
gap at the
Pierre
top of
gets
the
6 for a
championship has been
P7.
cut down after a difficult
And he was
race.
within 2 seconds of Lando Norris at the end of the race as well. So he was not far away from getting another position himself. Another $994,000 into the bank. And up next is Spain? Is it? We've removed Monaco, obviously. It is the Spanish Grand Prix next, where we will have a couple of upgrades, hopefully. So let's make Pierre better. Let's make the aero better. And let's do that. Right. Again, I'm not going to upgrade my facilities yet. Do I do more on the downforce side of things? I don't know. Brakes I could probably do. I should probably do. Can I do brakes? I can. I can do brakes. And I can do ERS. I don't need ERS though. That's the thing. Let's do something on here instead. Energy store. Gearbox is on the way. Let's do... Oh, I can't quite afford the ICE. That's frustrating. We should be able to afford the ICE though by the end of the week. And also we should probably allow some resource points just in case any of these things fail. But thankfully, so far, nothing failing. Weekly resources and running costs are in, and that will give me enough resource points to now be able... Yes, hydraulics and gearbox reliability pass as well. You love to see it. Now we can afford to do... Oh, good. 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 Now we can afford to do the ICE wear, which we certainly will do. That's gone up, actually, weirdly. Okay. But there we go. ICE wear done as well. That will be done for a couple of races' time. But as we approach Canada... Sorry, as we approach Spain, I think... Oh, Fernando Alonso will retire at the end of this season, confirmed. We thought it was going to happen last year. It wasn't. It didn't. It will happen this year. Right, let's... I don't think we've got anything else to do at this stage, so let's just go straight to the next race weekend and see what the weather is going to be like in Spain. We'll have a look at the driver's standings as well, now that we've had an extra round of the championship. Weather forecast is it will maybe rain at the very end of the race, but it will be dry for the majority. That 18% might well be more than 18% past that, and the rain tends to come earlier than expected, so I think we might be dry to wet at the end of the next Grand Prix. With regards to R&D, we are progressing even further with the performance index. Continually, Red Bull and Ferrari just don't improve. It's baffling. They haven't improved at all, and we're nearly 8 races through this season now. They must just be playing catch-up from last year, because we stopped progressing at the end of last season, preparing for the regulation changes. They obviously didn't prepare for the regulation changes at all, and it's just screwed them over. Everyone else is improving. Mercedes and Aston Martin keeping pace with us, really, ever since Miami. But at the minute, we're just getting further and further away from the majority below us. So we will have the opportunity to fight for a double. In fact, that can probably stay as is. We'll have the opportunity to fight for a double podium again in Spain, provided, of course, Pierre can do the business. The standings look as you see them there then, with Max getting no points in that last Grand Prix. I'm pretty sure he got no points. Finished 12th. And it's 2 points the gap at the top, then another 3 to Yuki, and then another 4 to me. We're just 9 points from Max Verstappen now, rather than being nearly 30. Happy. And we're above Ferrari in the Constructors now as well. Up to P4 and just a point behind Aston Martin. So provided Pierre Gasly can continue to score points, we should outscore Aston Martin between now and the end of the season. P3 in the Constructors is doable. And the title is doable, I believe. I do think the title is doable, but whether we can do it or not remains to be seen. That is all for this YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed, of course. As ever, subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more content, which is coming to you very, very soon indeed. More tomorrow, but it might be Creator Series tomorrow, because it's Creator Series for me tomorrow, and then I'm away for a few days. But Spain is going to be well worth the wait, as is the rest of this championship. I shall see you next time. Thank you very much.